Welcome everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome future CFOs. This is another episode of Cass's Financial Outlook. And today we will be diving in deeper on how to travel for free part 2. So that's episode number 6, how to travel for free part 2. Now, as our normal disclaimers, this is not financial advice and I am not a financial advisor. This is solely what did Cass do and pretty much my outlook on the different topics that we cover. So today we will be going over Amex's points versus Chase points. So in our last podcast, we kind of ended with the granddaddies, and these are essentially your best travel partners or your best travel cards. And we will be going over why that is. We're gonna go in deeper on their points and how they work. The other thing that I also wanted to cover is Southwest Companion Pass. So we touched base a little bit on what it is that you can gain out of the Southwest Rapid Rewards card. And one of the things that you can get is their Companion Pass. So that's actually the first thing that I want to start off with. So just to kind of recap on last episode, you want to have obviously your cashback card, one of your airline cards. Southwest is a airline card. So right now what I want you guys to learn more about is their Companion Pass and how that works. So let's go over in detail on what the Companion Pass entails. Now, as of right now, if you do get the Southwest Rapid Rewards card, you get 50,000 points. So the offer doesn't say when it expires, and this is a Chase card. We haven't covered this, but just as a side note, Chase has something called the 524 rule. You can't have more than 5 Chase cards within 24 months, or you can't accumulate more than 5 cards within those 25-month periods. So if you've applied to more than those and you've gotten accepted to those, you can only have 5 Chase cards. So if you already have your United and a Chase cashback, then this would technically be your third Chase. Now, let's go over what the Companion Pass has. So we're gonna read over their disclaimer, so just bear with me on what this entails. So this says the Companion Pass qualifying points are earned from revenue flights booked through Southwest. And points are also earned on Rapid Rewards credit cards and base points earned from Rapid Reward partners. So essentially when you book flights through Southwest, when you use your card, and when you use any partners that they have, you can collect points from those different areas. And that's how you get qualifying points for the Companion Pass. So pretty much every time you spend money on that card, you collect points, and that also counts towards the Companion Pass. Similarly to the United one, every time you get a purchase, you collect points. The difference here is the United one doesn't have something like a Companion Pass. So with your Southwest Rapid Rewards, all the points that you're collecting can qualify for obviously your flight purchases, your hotel purchases that you can use with your points. But on top of that, it also counts towards the Companion Pass. So it says the following does not count as Companion Pass qualifying points. So if you purchase points, that does not qualify. If you earn points from the Rapid Rewards enrollment program, so pretty much like the bonus points that they have right now, like the 50,000 points, that does not qualify for the Companion Pass. So any tier bonus points, flight bonus points, and partner bonus points. So those do not count towards the Rapid Rewards Companion Pass. So the next part, it says points earned during a billing cycle. So any points that you earn during your billing cycle on your Southwest Airline Rapid Rewards card are not available for redemption. And they are only available until they have posted on your billing statement. So anything that you collect during your billing cycle is not going to be available for you to use until they have posted in your account, is what that means. Now, only points posted on your billing statements and posted to your Rapid Rewards accounts during the same calendar year are available for qualification for Companion Pass status. So for example, if you make a purchase after your December billing statement, the points on the purchase will not count towards the Companion Pass status in the year purchase made. They will appear on your January billing statement. So pretty much just take into account when you're purchasing things with your card, because if you're purchasing towards the end of the year, they might not count for that same year. So Companion Pass qualifying points boost. So as a Southwest Rapid Rewards car member, you will earn one boost of 10,000 Companion Pass qualifying points each calendar year. The boost will be deposited into your eligible Rapid Rewards accounts by January 31st each calendar year, or up to 30 days after opening an account. So to receive the Companion Pass qualifying points boost, your credit card account must be opened and not in default at the time of fulfillment. So only one credit card account per Southwest Rapid Rewards member is eligible for one boost of 10,000 Companion Pass qualifying points per calendar year. And this is through JP Morgan. And it says JP Morgan Bank is not responsible for the permission or failure to provide the stated benefits and services. So that's a little bit on how the Companion Pass points work and how do you collect them, which ones can be redeemed, how you cannot redeem them. So now the question is, how do you even get the Companion Pass? So to get a Companion Pass, you have to essentially purchase 100 one-way qualifying flights. So that equals to 135,000 Companion Pass qualifying points. That's how you unlock the Companion Pass. So after you've purchased 100 qualifying flights. So if you travel very often and you book one-way flights, because obviously you can book one-ways whenever you do round trips. Instead of doing a round trip, you can just book 2 one-ways. So with whichever Southwest card you end up getting, as long as it's the Rapid Rewards, you can collect the Companion Pass as long as you've purchased 100 one-way qualifying flights. And again, these will post 72 hours after your trip. So after every single trip, it'll post into your account. So once your account says that you are at 100 qualifying flights, you do qualify for the Companion Pass. And as we mentioned in the previous podcast, that essentially means that an additional person can travel for free with you, which is a super big deal because that means you get your card for the price of one, so 2 for 1. So the way I see it is if I purchase 100 flights, that counts for 2 people. So each of us essentially purchased 50, because after that 100 flights, I get to add 1 person and they travel for free with me. Now there's so many different things that you can actually purchase with your card that will count towards Companion Pass. So on top of the things that we mentioned, like the in-flight purchases and also the Southwest purchases, those all count towards your Companion Pass, but they also have partners. And one of them is Reliant Energy. They also have 1-800-Flowers.com, Rapid Rewards Dining, Rocket Miles, Rapid Rewards Shopping, Lathwaite's Wine, Energy Home, Zoom, Energy Plus, Make It Count Marathon, and Harry and David are all partners that count towards your Companion Pass. So any of these purchases that you make with these partners that they have, these points that you collect when you use these purchases will count towards your Companion Pass as well. So 135,000 qualifying points. So on top of the flights, you have the ability to also purchase with these partners to essentially collect those points. Because when you purchase flights, you also collect points. So essentially whichever one is higher, like if you have your 100 flights or your 135,000 points, either or will get you qualified for the Companion Pass. So that's a steal. I honestly want to get the Southwest because of that, because I definitely do travel quite a bunch and that would save us a ton of money in the long run. Now, the next thing we're gonna cover is the Amex points versus the Chase points. So most people always ask which one is right for me. I honestly would like to get both. I don't think I want to choose between both of them because, as we mentioned before, if you combine both of them, you get so many travel partners. You essentially get 24 travel partners and 10 of them overlap within their portals. And sometimes the travel partners have bonuses going on one portals and maybe not the other. So if I have both, I have the ability to maximize on the points and the bonuses that the travel partners offer. So Pretty much the takeaways that you guys are going to get from this is that both Chase and Amex points are worth about the same when transferring to partners, but certain Chase cards offer a higher baseline value. And if you are loyal to Hyatt, Southwest, IHG, and United, you should probably choose the Chase card if you want to choose between either one. But if you are loyal to your Delta, Hilton, then you should probably choose the Amex. I don't have a preference but I will say I probably use United and Hyatt a lot more than I use Delta and Hilton. Now, for those of you guys that love cashback, Chase definitely has a better ecosystem than Amex does. And for those of you guys who love to collect points, then you should probably just consider having both instead of one or the other. We're gonna go over the overview of the Amex points versus the Chase Ultimate Rewards points. So both memberships, the Chase Ultimate Rewards points and the Amex, can be transferred to airline and hotel partners, and you can redeem them for travel, which is obviously why we're covering them, because that's one of the biggest reasons why I want to get them, for the travel. Now, the number of transfer partners, Amex has 20 airline and hotel partners, or we will be covering which 20 those are. And Chase only has 14 travel partners. So that means you have more access to more airlines, more hotels through Amex than you do through Chase. Now, the redemption rate for travel purchases. So for example, Chase offers certain Sapphire and Ink holders the opportunity to redeem travel points for 1.25 or 1.5 cent per point. Compared to Amex Travel, they usually tap out at like 1 cent per point. Unless you were to transfer them, then you can get them up to 2.8 cents per point. And it depends on where you transfer them to, they can go up to that amount. So that's what we mean by depending on which travel partner you use, your points can be valued at a higher rate. So on redeeming points for purchases, so your Chase Ultimate Reward points are more valuable when using them to pay for purchases. So for example, you can redeem them for 1 cent per point. Compared to the Amex, the point redemption usually tops out at like 0.7 cents per point. So essentially the Chase ones are worth 0.3 more points. Sorry, 0.3 more cents per point. Now with your cash out and your statement credits, Chase lets card holders redeem their Ultimate Reward points for cashback at a rate of 1 cent per point, and your Amex points can be redeemed to cover your card charges, but the rate is only 0.6 cents per point, which means the Chase one is still a little bit higher. Now let's cover a little bit on which ones are the travel partners that Chase has versus the ones American Express has. So these are all the travel partners that you will get if you combine both of them. Aer Lingus Air Club, Aeromexico Club Premier, Air Canada, Aeroplan, Air France, KLM Flying Blue, ANA Mileage Club, Aviance Life Miles, British Airways, Cathay Pacific Asia Miles, Delta Sky Miles, Emirates Skywards, Ethan Airway Guests, Hawaiian Airlines Hawaiian Miles, Iberia Plus, JetBlue, TrueBlue. It has Qantas Frequent Flyer, Singapore Airlines Kris Flyers, Southwest Airlines Rapid Rewards, United Mileage Plus, Virgin Atlantic Flying Club. And then for hotel partners, they have Choice Privileges, Hilton Honors, IHG Rewards Clubs, Marriott Bonvoy, and World of Hyatt. Those are all the different ones that they have. Now let's cover which ones Chase has. So Chase has 11 airline travel partners, and those are going to be your Aer Lingus Air Club, Air Canada, Air France, British Airways, Emirates Skywards, Iberia Plus, JetBlue TrueBlue, Singapore Airline Kris Flyer, Southwest Airline Rapid Rewards, United Mileage Plus, and Virgin Atlantic Flying Club. So those are the 11 airline transfer partners that you can get through Chase Ultimate Rewards. Now their hotel transfer partners, they each have 3. Chase's 3 are going to be IHG Rewards Club, Marriott Bonvoy, and Worlds of Hyatt. For Amex, their hotel partners are going to be Choice Privilege, Hilton Honors, and a Marriott Bonvoy. Now for airline, they have Aer Lingus, Aeromexico Premier Club, Air Canada, Air France, Anna Mileage, Avian's Life Miles, British Airways, Cathay Pacific, Delta, Emirates, Etihad Airways, Hawaiian, Iberia, JetBlue, Qantas Frequent Flyer, Singapore Airlines, and Virgin Atlantic Flying Club. So basically Amex has everything that I don't use. So Southwest Airline Rapid Rewards and United Mileage Plus is what I would probably use more frequent, and that's the one that Chase has. American Express does not have that one. So this is what I mean by you can essentially get both of them and get all of these different travel partners. You get the best of both. And sometimes, like for example, if you have Virgin Atlantic Flying Club, you can get bonus points from either one of them, because sometimes one portal might have better bonus points than the other, or even JetBlue, right? So JetBlue has both travel partners. It has Chase and Amex. And then you have British Airways. That one is both with Amex and Chase. Air Canada, Air France. So if you want to collect points through your Amex or your Chase Ultimate Rewards, you can use these different cards. So for travel, the American Express one, the Platinum card from American Express, will earn points for your Amex portal. And for Chase, the Chase Sapphire Reserve will earn your Chase Ultimate Rewards points. Now for grocery and dining, American Express Gold card, that one will collect you points, and those will be shown up in your membership reward points. For your Chase Sapphire Preferred card, that will earn you points for your grocery and dining. And then mid-tier level rewards, that one will be your American Express Green card, and that one is still going to be your Chase Sapphire Preferred. Now for small business bonus points and travel, American Express does have the Business Gold card, and for Chase they have the Inc. Business Preferred credit card. That one will also earn you points for your Chase Ultimate Rewards and your Amex membership rewards. So the top 2 cards within the Amex and the Chase, within the Chase, your best bet is probably going to be your Chase Sapphire Reserve. That one has an annual fee of $550. And then the Platinum card for American Express has $695 annual fee. Now this is the bonus offers. So with the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you earn 60,000 bonus points after you spend $4,000 in purchases within the first 3 months of opening the account. That's basically an equal amount of about $900 of travel when you redeem them through your Chase Ultimate Rewards portal. Now, how do you get rewards? You get 10 points per dollar spent on hotel stays, car rental, and dining purchased through Chase, and also on Lyft through March 2025. Now, you also get 5 points per dollar spent on flights purchased through Chase. You get 3 points per dollar spent on travel and dining worldwide. You get 1 point per dollar spent on all other purchases. So for the Platinum card with American Express, we did state that one has an annual fee of $695. Now this one earns you 80,000 membership reward points after you spend $8,000 on purchases on your new card in your first 6 months. So you have a little bit longer. The bonus points are higher, but the spending is also higher. So with this one, you get 5 membership rewards per dollar spent on flights booked directly with any airlines or with American Express Travel. Now you get 5 points per dollar on prepaid hotels booked through American Express Travel, and you get 2 points per dollar on other travel booked through Amex, and everything else is 1 point per dollar. So going back to the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Now, we did mention that the annual fee is $550, but you get 60,000 bonus points after you spend $4,000 on the card, which is about $900 of travel. So you're essentially paying yourself to travel for free, because after that $900, you still have an extra $350 from the annual fee, right? So at least that's how I see it, girl math. So you pay $550 for the annual, but you get $900 in travel for free once you get the bonus points. And then most people are like, okay, well, after that year is up and you've used your bonus points, how do you collect more? Well, we just went over on how to collect more points. And if you are being strategic on when you're using your cards and how much you're spending on these cards, you can easily rack up points, which again, kind of is going to offset the cost for your annual fee if you are getting the free travel anyway. So that is essentially the difference between the Chase Sapphire Reserve versus the American Express. So takeaways, I still think the Chase one is better, in my opinion, my personal opinion. I'm not saying that it's better in general, but I would say that having both can probably go a long way. So my takeaways are that Chase is still better. Just kidding. Anyway, but yeah. Ultimately, whichever one you choose is kind of based on your preference. Like we mentioned in the beginning, it's depending on which travel partners you prefer, whether it's Delta, United. I still prefer the Chase ones because I'm going to get the Chase cards in regards to like the Marriott Bonvoy, the Ink Business. So with the 524 rule, I still am able to get the other travel partner cards. And that's my goal, to get the Marriott Bonvoy, the Southwest, and Ink Business, so I can get the Chase Sapphire Reserve. So that is episode number 6 on how to travel for free, part 2. If this was a lot of information, totally there with you. I was there whenever I was researching all this myself. But again, thank you for tuning in on Cass's Financial Outlook. Don't forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. For those of you guys who are listening to us just on audio, remember we do have a YouTube channel at Cass's Financial Outlook. And on all the other platforms, Apple, Spotify, Spreaker, SoundCloud, etc., all of those. Don't forget to leave us a review. Definitely leave a review. It means a ton. Thanks to all the future CFOs. We will see you at our next podcast.